Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is a familiar name in American politics. He's now making headlines as the head of the Department of Health and Human Services. This is a big job with a lot of responsibility. The HHS is in charge of keeping Americans healthy. It oversees things like disease control and making sure drugs and food are safe. Kennedy's appointment has sparked a lot of debate. Why? He's been very vocal about his skepticism towards vaccines. Kennedy's views on vaccines have made some people nervous. See, for a long time he's been saying that vaccines aren't as safe as we think. He's even suggested that they might cause problems like autism. Now, as HHS secretary, he has the power to change things about vaccines. This has a lot of folks worried about what might happen next. Right off the bat, Kennedy got to work. He called for a review of the childhood vaccine schedule. This schedule is something doctors use to figure out when kids should get their shots. It's based on years and years of research. But Kennedy wants to take another look. He also started something called the Make America Healthy Again Commission. This group is supposed to look into whether vaccines cause other health problems, like long-term illnesses. These moves have made a lot of people in the medical world scratch their heads. They're worried that Kennedy might be ignoring the science that backs up vaccines. Kennedy also told the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to stop some of its campaigns about vaccines. These campaigns are really important for getting the word out about why vaccines are good for you. Without them, people might not get the information they need to make good choices for their health. Doctors and scientists are really worried about what Kennedy's doing. They're saying that questioning vaccines could have some really bad consequences. For one thing, it could make people less likely to get vaccinated. And when people don't get vaccinated, diseases can spread much more easily. We've seen this happen before. Back in the late 1990s, a study came out suggesting a link between vaccines and autism. Even though that study was totally debunked, it scared a lot of people. Vaccination rates dropped, and we saw outbreaks of diseases like measles that we hadn't seen in a long time. These outbreaks can be really dangerous, especially for kids. Experts are also worried about Kennedy's plan to shake up the groups that give advice to the CDC and FDA. These groups are made up of top doctors and scientists who know a lot about vaccines. Getting rid of them could mean that decisions about vaccines aren't based on the best science. We're already seeing signs that things might be going in the wrong direction. Measles is making a comeback. This disease is super contagious. It can cause serious problems like pneumonia, brain damage, and even death. Measles was almost wiped out in the United States because of vaccines, but now it's popping up again, and that's really scary. Experts say this is a sign that we need to be doing more, not less, to promote vaccines. They're worried that Kennedy's actions could make the problem even worse. If people lose trust in vaccines, it could have a devastating impact on public health. We could see more outbreaks of diseases that we thought were a thing of the past. The bottom line is this: vaccines are one of the greatest public health achievements of all time. They save millions of lives every year. We need to be doing everything we can to protect this important tool, not undermining it.